Hello everyone. Happy Friday Eve. Yes, tomorrow we'll continue our Friday event through Lent with a trip out of Hot Springs somewhere. But today, Friday Eve, Thursday, we are going to leave Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and head up to the Queen City, as it is called. Those who know it as Cincinnati. So, ought to be a fun little 2-hour hop here in Allegiant, A319 from Toliss. And we'll use some of the bells and whistles. Folks, this plane has a lot of bells and whistles. Real Airbus pilots are finding them there intact. Maybe not 100% to the real world, God forbid. We could actually fly these things from our home, but after some events over the last few days, people may not like that idea of us being the pilot in the planes. So, but anyway, we are going to set our sails for the Queen City of Ohio. All right, so let's clean this board up a little bit here, and let's head on into the office and see what kind of damage we can do on our way up there. All right, so we're in the office area here of the A319 from ToLis. Obviously a much better looking panel than what we contended with last flight with the A320. I am really disappointed. That really did disappoint me, folks. And we may have to go back to X-Plane 11 if we're going to fly that. So we'll that aircraft and a couple of others only because the other two aren't updated yet. That being the Caravan and the 727 that I fly. Once they become X-Plane 12 Save, like I'm trying to be, we'll have them in the air over here. And X-Plane 11 will begin its exodus, at least on my point. But for now, we still have aircraft that operate. It truly is operating a lot better. So X-Plane 12, though, is looking good and love flying in it. So all right, enough said. Let's bring in Sim Toolkit here so we can figure out what in the heck Dispatch has up its sleeve for us today. All right, there it is, folks. Our little run from Destin down in the panhandle of Florida up to Ohio. And you can see we're just on the lee of a lot of rain moving across the Midwest. Matter of fact, earlier today we saw some here in St. Louis, and I'm not going to say the sun is poking out, but it's sure finding some thin spots in the clouds. Let's put it that way. So, but anyway, let's more importantly get down to business. All right, first things first, let's look at the METAR here. 130 at 12, so a little breezy here, might ruffle the toupee up there, folks. 10 miles of visibility and 18 on the thermometer. Of course, that's in Celsius. Um, and just a beautiful day. No clouds reported. So let's see, contrasting that to Cincinnati, winds out of the south, also 12, gusty. We kind of had that here yesterday in St. Louis. 10 miles, good visibility, few clouds at 16,000, 22,000, and a broken layer up at 25,000. So, and they're at the balmy temperature of 11. And yes, that is Celsius. Dew point, though, is -4. But again, folks, not the -4 we in the States are kind of come to believe in, but the -4 everyone else does, Celsius. All right, so pretty good weather for the flight. Can't complain there. Good vacationing flying weather. All right, so I did not want to go to the flight plan. We wanted to load out. 137 brave souls going to be boarding the plane to fly with us. 30,140 pounds are going to go in the holds and the aircraft, and we're going to put 16,000, almost 600 pounds of fuel into the plane. So once we get rolling, we'll be at a cost index of 26, which basically for those non-aviation, non-airline aviation types, newer aircraft, the older ones really didn't run under cost index. What that is, it's a formula the airlines use to uh, make it simple in the flight management systems of their planes to set their speed requirement. Meaning they're going to look at, okay, is the plane early? Is the plane late? Is this route, people obviously want to be there on time. So do they need to pick it up, slow it down any? And of course, what's the weather? Because that plays into it as well. And ultimately, what's the goal revenue wise? Are they planning to break even, make a little, lose a little, and let the other flights make up differences? Stuff like that. So, so the flight level though will be 370. So we're going to get up into the sky a little bit. All right, so there you have it. Real quick, we are in the wrong one. American Airlines format. Again, this was all made on SimBrief, and then I'm basically importing it into Sim Toolkit, which is a free utility, one you ought to really think about getting, um, so that we can see it, and then you can set it up for the format that it prints the data out into, in the data of what American does. There's one out there for Southwest, Lufthansa. I think Air France and British Airways are in there. United, I know, has a couple. And so you can get them in these the way the pilots would see it. And you can also just get it the way they do it, that nice and easy. It's your call, but it comes up here, and I just happen to really like American. When I got turned to this by Virtual American, I'm here to tell you, folks, this is a really good one. Now, the United 18, that the same company or same group that started Piedmont, well, that's what Piedmont uses over there, and that gives you the tropo and all of that the McDo wants. So it's really neat to see the difference of information given. So here we see our fuel right there, and this is how it broke down to our reserve, and then our FAA reserve, and then what we need to get to Detroit. Why they would set that as our alternate. Oh my goodness, we better have a couple of air marshals on board. So anyway, sorry, just kidding. Well, we visited the city of brotherly love a couple of weeks ago. Now we're heading up to Detroit. And there isn't much needed to be said about Detroit. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's the trip for today. Let's pull away Sim Toolkit and let's get into this plane so we can try and get out of here. Hopefully not on the really, really late side. We're running a little behind my schedule, but hey, my schedule is open today, so. All right, so here you are in the captain's seat of the A319. And what I'm going to do is just get things flipped over into because we were in Europe, so I'm flipping it back into US measurements and getting ready. All right, so now we've already powered up. We're on, as you can tell, screens are lit, and the telltale, folks, that is, are the batteries on, lies right here. These three, we all know the indication, the famous down in 3 green. That's them, the landing gear lights. If those 3 lights are not on, guess what? Your batteries aren't on. However, if you're not on power and your batteries are off, because a lot of times when they go in between flights, yes, they leave this on, but they'll go like this. And you're going, huh? Yeah, they'll turn the batteries off. And I heard a pilot say it actually, I never even looked at it this way. And I didn't know this about ground power. It sometimes disconnects on its own. You know, those little power surges and all of a sudden outages we have out here, especially those of us who live out in the country. Those in the city may not experience them that much, but you get what I'm saying. You know, they come with thunderstorms and all. Well, that happens with these units. And when it does, if it drops power to the plane with the batteries on, well, your batteries are draining. Yeah. So they turned the batteries off. So if it does drop power, hey, it just drops power. Punch your batteries on, come back on the ground power, and go through a cold and dark startup. But in this case, we have the most highly efficient, highly well-maintained equipment that it never breaks. You believe that? I've got several bridges in Phoenix for sale, just waiting for you to get you to California. And I really wouldn't suggest living in California, but hey. So let me get these batteries back on. Okay, we're good there. Let's do a quick test because I know you love hearing it. Oh, so do I, because all of a sudden it's really quiet. It's amazing how you go from airplane to airplane and that just different sound levels. Let's try it again. Little better. Okay, fuel pumps are off, and we'll do a quick CVR test. Okay, and currently waiting to fuel the airplane. So what we're going to do here is load our plane. And I've noticed a couple times now that it changes. So what I've decided to do here is we're going to hold off on the APU for now and continue on with everything else to include the pre-flight procedures with the IRS and getting that thing McDo's programmed. And I'm sure there'll be a real pilot here to tell me that's not a good idea. We'll find out. You know, what's the worst that can happen to us? We're in a sim. All right, so let's come up though and do it right. Boy, that's still a seeming. Hang on a second. Oh, check the. Okay, a little better. Okay, keep coming up. We'll put the captain purser switch up. Go to nav. Make sure you get the on bat, folks, and it goes out. Very important. Obviously, real world guys will tell you if you lose all of your generators, and including the APU, where if you fire it up and you can't get the gen to come on, I know catastrophically things like that can happen, but it does, and that's telling you that that system, your navigation, will work on the batteries, which you already know works because that's what we're pretty much on. Okay, and we're in alignment. Let's come on down. Lights, strobes are in auto. Number 2, you know what? Let's do number 1. And it doesn't matter. All it's doing is it's a different bulb out on the wingtips, folks. Mainly set up so that if you do your walk around, which you're supposed to do, and you come across one of those lights burned out, go to the second system, poof, it comes on, poof, you're out of here. Kind of sound like the poof commercial, except it's not about stink and poof. So, but anyway, you have to be maybe in the U.S. to know that commercial. Sorry about that, folks. I do love that commercial, though. A lot of reasons, folks. Just cracks me up. Anyway, so we got the nav switch. Seatbelts will remain off until we get people on the plane. However, the smoking lamp is lit on the plane. Emergency lights armed. We've checked, and we'll check just so you all can see them. Look at the Christmas tree lit up. Then the dome light is in off, and we're moving along auto. Let's see. This is your elevation is auto, your probe heats. If it's dark, more than likely, folks, it is on in the Airbus. They don't go like Boeing where it has to light up to tell you it's working. Here, it doesn't light up. So, for instance, let me turn the probe heat on. Look, it says on. Now it doesn't. It's in auto, on and fault. So that's what we do. All right, this flight has 100 and, hang on a second, I lost track of my pax count, 137. 115 or more, we should be on normal. High altitude airports like, say, I don't know if Denver qualifies in the summer. It probably does. But I don't know. But altitudes of 4,000 or 5,000 and higher. So places for sure like Bogota. I'm trying to think in the U.S. That's about the highest we go. Telluride gets up there. That's about the only ones in the U.S. I can think of right off the top of my head. So we would maybe go to high flow. All right, then we want to make sure our air conditioning is set. Right now, in the middle is good. Okay, and finally, working our way through the electrics to make sure our gens 1 and 2 are on fault. Why are they in fault? Because the engines aren't running. We have external power on. APU generator, you can see it if you can, barely off would be if I push the button. And the bus ties are unlit, which means it's also autoed. Fuel pumps are off until we get things going with fuel, and the hydraulics are set up and ready to go. Rounding it out over here, no lights lit up, everything looks good. Radios are on. Oop, one too many panels, sorry folks. 3 green, brake fans are off, auto brake off, and your nose gear, steering, and anti-skid on. Landing gear lever down. And finally, last thing, spoiler is not armed. Flaps show 0. Up here, the flap indication is right where my cursor is, and it's 0. And then obviously the McDo's are on. Radios are almost set to what I like. For the start of a flight, they'll change pretty quick. It's my favorite radio station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, K in Cincinnati. Oh, sorry, that's KRP. Wrong call numbers. Hey, go imagine, we're going to Cincinnati. Anyway, and we're set. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to try something new since it seems to be doing this to me. Let's see if it will. First off, make sure your AirNAC 2302 is correct. I don't like that it doesn't give dates, but that's okay. We have the CFM engines. Perfect. Init. I am going to do an init request. What it's going to do is reach out to SimBrief, and it's going to pull the last flight that I generated a flight plan for. Suck it back into the McDo. Here you go. Look at that. Destin to Cincinnati, alternate. I told you already. Detroit, Rock City. And there's our flight number. We'll adjust these in a moment. Cost index is not showing up correctly. Okay. Flight level, temperature, and tropo. All right, now we'll go ahead and get it ready to align. B attitude, welcome and good morning, sir. And we are in the 319, so you can do your comparison. between the 318 and the 319. All right, let me look at the chart here. Oh, good, we do have it. Let me bring charts in right now. All right, so there's the charts. Okay, I can get maybe a little, oh, that's about as big as it's going to let me get. All right, we're sitting, I think it's B3. Really doesn't make a lot of difference. What we're going to do is make our lat and our long match. Hang on. You know what? I'm not going to play the game. Oh, we are B4. Never mind. I'm glad I looked. That's what I get for assumptions. All right, so B4 is 30.29.6. Okay, so you see how this works. You got to use the up-down keys. So let's go up. 39 or 29.6, 32.9. Wow. It's way off from the center point. Okay, so now how do we do the long? Click the line select next to it. See the arrows moved over? Now I think we're going to go, we're going to go opposite here because we're moving closer to center, or 0, which is east of us. Now that makes sense. 32.9. Okay, so now what's going to happen when I click Align IRS? It's going to actually align on this latitude, this longitude, which we have programmed for gate Bravo 4. We're right here. I'd say don't believe me, look on the map, but I made a liar of myself there. So we're right there. Doesn't show up here, obviously. And then we took the coordinates and we made this match. You can do this in Boeing. Usually by just putting your gate number in, it may or may not be right. That's why you don't see me use that feature much. It works in ToLis quite nicely. Before I align, what I want to do is first move this down and out of the way. Down. Close. Okay, I'm going to bring up the ToLis loader and see what it did. Because like I've told you, it seems like it's loading the plane. Perfectly fine. Just let me know. It did not. As you can see, the data's not here. Okay, we're going to look one other place. Nope, did not load. Okay. It's weird how it changes. All right, so let's load. I load it with ToLis up here. Now, you can do it this way. You could load it, I think, from the EFB. I haven't heard if that's solid or not, or from the, here, let me show it to you real quick. I don't like it because I run into troubles. Down here on the, for the cargo. Okay, there's your fuel. So you want to bring it up to, what did we say, 16,594. Okay, so you can bring this up that way. Why don't we do it? Okay, 16.6 works for me. Okay, now if we look up here, we should see our fuel going up. We'll come back because it may take a bit. Okay, there's refueling. We can also go one more and zero out our cargo and click load. See how it's starting up? All right, and then go to the attendant, and we can make sure our door is open. Go to the next page. And we said 137. Yes. Okay. All right. And it is now loading. We're going to watch and make sure. 16. Okay. I got myself all turned around again and what the numbers will be. So we'll see what happens here. Alignment in 0 minutes. So as soon as I click align, it will be ready. Okay. Clear. If you haven't noticed already, folks, look up here. The first waypoint's sitting right there. And just so you know, folks, this is the first time I have loaded it completely from the airplane. So hopefully everything comes together right. I'm just waiting on the fuel. And then once we're fueled, we'll fire up the APU. So again, I hope this has been a great week for you, folks. It's Friday Eve. So, get ready. Here it comes. St. Patty's on top of it tomorrow. Now, that makes me wonder if I should go, that's not a bad town. We'll talk about it in flight. All right, and while it's fueling, folks, we're having some stomach issues again, so I will be right back. Alright folks, my apologies. May 57 be better for you than it has been for me. You know, just around the corner is 58. Hopefully that's better. But anyway. Alright, so let's put the music on hold. Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, maybe that was the good Lord saying, hey, let me get your attention so when you come back, you'll see the message from Bad Attitude to get the screen cleared up. All right, so we are ready, folks. We're aligned. Fuel, 580. And I think that's like 6 pounds under. Yeah, we're about 6 to 10 pounds under. I think we can go with that, folks. All right, so, and we have our peeps, and let's get to getting first the APU fired up. Okay, just waiting on flap open to show up, and then we'll get to the next page once the APU's up and running. Come on, flap. There it is. And start. Okay, fuel pumps are on, and we'll just wait for it to fire up here. Ugh. Well, that was a waste. Okay, it looks like the APU has done its thing. Available. And okay, APU bleed is on. Cross bleed is set to auto, and we're set and ready to go. Okay, real quick. All right, so we're ready on that front. Last thing, let's get the McDo now. Flight plan A page is filled out. So let's move on to second. The CEO is checking in. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go to the F plan page. Okay, real quick, we'll switch into plan. And we'll leave it there. Okay, so it is going great there, Beatitude. We are bad attitude, sorry. Just our normal, stomach issues, but we'll get through them. This too shall pass. As the great Sherman Potter would say on MASH. All right, so there's our flight plan real quick. Let's look at it here, because really, folks, there isn't much to it. So we'll just kind of step through it to DOLLI, and that's really the end of the flight plan. So we'll go back and we'll hit VPS. We're planning to depart runway 12. And folks, there's no SIDS. Tough one, huh? Okay, so what I'm going to do... Oh, wait. That was wrong. I was wrong. That's what I get for thinking Boeing. Boing. K, Smith, DOLLI, and CVG. Now, as you saw, there we're going to 18 left. Let me take a look here. Let's bring charts back. Hopefully I won't forget them, folks. All right, so 18 left is over here. Center. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I guess we'll come in on 18 left. Even though we'll probably be exiting here with a long taxi. Things are, yeah, we'll do that. All right, so CVG, at arrival. Now, what we're going to do here, we're on the Jackie 5 arrival DOLLI transition. Our approach. Ooh, that opened a question. What were the winds exactly? 200. Okay, so yeah, the 1/8s. All right, so 1/8 left. I think these are the stars. Yeah, Jackie. And that's what we need to look up. So, 8 left. Let's go with it. Sputter for now. Okay, so sputter for now. We may turn in early. And I think this is our transition for DOLLI. Okay. So, there you have it. So, 18 left, sputter. Okay, that's our transition for the runway. DOLLI is our transition on the star. Very cool. He's doing a great job. What I've seen so far, that 318 is free. That's really good stuff he's working on. And insert. All right. One last check. Let's do flight plan. Mainly, I'm looking for discontinuities. Okay, none. All right, where is, okay, a new one might rear its ugly face. We'll leave that for now. Agby, actually, looking at the nav display, folks, there's sputter, there's Agby. Let's go ahead and clear it up. See how it'll turn it right in. Insert. And then coming down. And then here is out to our hold for the missed approach. Okay, so if you read this, folks, this is where we're headed. Now, After that, we actually enter into how we get up to Detroit. So we already know $18 left. Hang on, let me look at my flight plan real quick. Haggle 4. To DQN, Dayton. I know that one. Insert. All right, so we're cleaning. What we're showing now, folks, is how we're going to get to Detroit should we have to divert. Okay, we're still on it. DQN. Okay, still no. Ooh, Victor. That's our arrival, which is Lecter 3. However, what runway? Let me just do a quick look up top there. Also 214. See what runway I want. Preferred 22. I will go 21. See what it gives us. All right, screw it. 2 left. Okay, we're coming in, so see, folks, how far along you are. 2 right. Oh, great. They have. Oh, wait. Which one am I on? And we're coming in. Lecter 3. I think. Okay. All right, and as you can see, we are now planned all the way in. And I'm going to leave the, let's just, I'm just kind of curious, folks, sorry. Yep, we'll leave that as is because it's going to be a vector for landing. All right, so there you go, folks. That takes us all the way to our, if we have to go to Detroit. Now, the only thing we will not do on this, folks, is the secondary flight plan. I know how to do it now. I don't see a need to. Of course, the airplane will say something different. All right. All right, so from this page, we now press on to the next, which is the rad nav. And basically, we're looking to see what's in here. We're going to this one. We just don't have a cruise yet, or a course. And, of course, no ILS. to the init B page. Now you'll see it in there as init A, that's this page, init B, this page, and this is what we want to verify. 120.1. Actually, what I like to do here is let's look at it. 121 technically decimal 2, 28.6, 16.6. We'll leave it as is. That's good enough for me right now. All right. And then look at our times over here. It all looks good. Finally, from here, we go to the perf page. Couple of ways to do this in this aircraft, ToLis, and it probably extends to the A320. And those of you lucky enough to have the 320neo, probably there too. Jealous. Anyway, you can do the uplink TO, or you can configure it here, or do a check and balance. And there's actually a third way. We'll start with the third way and see how it comes. TO performance. Runway 12. I think that is it. No, A320neo is out, or coming out in the next day or two. But a whole bunch of other people got their hands on it, and I somehow missed out, which bummed. I'm jealous, but it is what it is. All right, 140 at 10. Oh, we have light rain now here, so. $140 at 10. I did read that right. Okay. Outside air temperature reported now 19, probably because of the rain. And we're looking at an altimeter 3018. Runway wet. Anti-ice will be on engine because of that. Takeoff weight. Hang on a second. The CEO chiming in one more time. All right, and takeoff weight. Not showing here. However, let's pull ToLis down real quick. I think it shows it here. No, it does not. Okay, good. We'll trust it. Oh, but it did show CG. Hang on. Uh, 20. Okay, we'll go with that too. All right, air conditioning will be on. We're going to flex. How long's our runway? A 12,000 foot runway? Sure. Why not? Compute. Okay, so for here, flexing it, they're saying a 1. Flex temp 68. Here's our speeds. Up 4. Okay, that looking good. 68. That's actually looking really close, folks. So 108 to 141. Being wet runway, we'll go probably 108. 141, 143. Now, the other way is right here. All right, so our winds, we determined 140 at 10. Okay, how do I make it wet? Okay, let's try spelling it out. Not wet. Not like being at the Wawa. Nope, it's not letting us change it. Okay, so what it has computed for us is 139, 139, 141. Pretty decent here, folks. I'm going to actually update this to, well, with 12,000 feet, I think we're okay. 143, 141, whoop, whoop, whoop. And 143. Okay, 18,000. TO flaps 1 up 4 and flexing at 68. These I would change, but I don't know the formulas or what's required to change them, and it doesn't show here. So we'll leave it as is. And folks, that's it. We are done with the McDo. Let's take a look here. Little longer than anticipated, but let's get this up to the right. What did we say? 30. Oh, thank you there. 30 and 30, 18. Okay, and 3018. All right. Well, folks, we are set and ready for pushback. Let's start working this aircraft into that configuration. Meaning, all right, start closing things up. Let me get online here, see what we're dealing with. Oh, I see Atlanta approach came up. All right, so let's get Sim Toolkit. All right, so time out. All right, got our flight plan loaded. $30.65 A319. Okay. Now the fun part. Let's see. We'll set this one to F plan for now. All right. And finally, we're connected. All right. Now you notice, folks, I am connected. However, you notice a second box over up here. Let me bring it up here. Doink. Right here, this one. It's highlighting for you. It is the mode C. You notice it's dark. Now you're going to get challenged by VATSIM controllers because it's not reading mode C. You're going to need to come down here on the radio to your transponder and just kind of click it until you get at least mode C. Then they'll be in their happy place and life will be normal for them again. All right, so we've got that. I just need to get Mac Air running since we're flying for them today. Again, another great airline to be a part of, folks. Millennium Aviation, Mac Air for short. They got a really good ACARS program. It's kind of beefed up, what I'll call beefed up from KCARS. But really nice, simple to use. Only problem in simplicity with them is they've got so many airlines and there's so many aircraft. It takes a little bit to find what you want in the ACAR program. That's the only cumbersome thing I find with it. It's not like when we fly with Pan Am and American and Piedmont where we can just go start, and even FedEx, start. That's it. Boom, we're ready to go. That's all we got to do. So, but you know, hey, I used to be with VAFs with an airline, and they're not so easy either. But I don't know whatever became of that group. For all I know, they're still out there, but they sure didn't let me know. That's okay, though. They don't get my money anymore, so it doesn't matter. Okay, almost there, folks. Okay, A319 aircraft. Hang on, it just takes a little bit through all of these to find it. Or settle upon. There's what I'll settle upon because I know it's not there. Okay, and load. Turn that off and start. All right, we are ready to go, folks. Just make sure I didn't miss anything. Transponder beacons. Okay, let's come into the middle here. Set our altitude. They gonna surprise me out of here? No, they aren't. Okay, well, maybe. Hang on. Nope, no surprises. Okay, Nose gear, steering's good, anti-skid's on, and we need a beacon. Actually, let's go ahead and get off the external. Now let's give them a call. Yo, better pushback. We want to go
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Oh, I'd hit the wrong button.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay. Let us close up. Okay, we're showing closed. Oh, look, folks, he's up on the roof. Oh, sorry for coughing in your ears like that, folks. Let's pull those chocks real quick.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Okay, jetway away.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, hang on a second here, folks. Let's go. Okay, brakes released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, now to start engines in this plane, it's really simple. I mean, you thought it was easy in the Boeings. Huh, they got you beat. 2 switches, done. Whew, that was rough, folks. It does it from here, folks. I don't have to do anything. Except what I'm watching for is the word avail. But until that loses the gray box, we're still spooling up. And I see the METAR in the simulator does not match the real world because I don't see drizzle. But that's okay. Okay, there was the word avail. It's gone. So technically, we could begin firing up number 1 at this time. I'm going to wait till we stop because I got it to pull us forward. AB.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. Starting 1. All right. Now, once this one fires up, we're going to start a 3-minute timer on the chrono right here. It's going to light up right down there. And for the warm-up while we continue. Should take 3 minutes plus. We need to be ready because our runway, folks, is right there. Let's make sure we got good starts. It looks like we do.
Hose disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thanks for flying with Mike. And thank you, folks, for flying with Mike. If you're new to the stream, we'd love for you to smash follow. That way you can travel along with us. Tomorrow we are going to continue the Friday flights that we have scheduled for the Lent season, Easter. And there's our pins. And let's head up here. Let them know we saw them. So yeah, also you can find out also if you're on Twitch, right below in the about section, you'll see our flight schedule. You'll see where we're going tomorrow. YouTubers, yeah, this is a rebroadcast, so if you would like to catch us live, we'd love to have you here. Just pick a flight you see and come over to our Discord channels. Be the best way, because I think right now I'm close to a week and a half removed on some of these, getting them over to YouTube just because we fly so heavily. And come aboard. We'd love to have you on the live stream. And if not, hey, we love having you over at YouTube. So who knows? There may be a day where we try streaming over there. Once I figure it all out, which that, could take to the next Stone Age. So, but we're trying, folks, baby steps, as they say. All right, so we've fired up. So let's get our chrono going. Obviously, I think we're warmed up because we dollied enough there. All right, so let's just go through it. First thing, we're going to move this back to normal. What else we got? APU bleed up top here. Let's go to off. Then we're going to come back down to the bottom, get the spoilers armed. Flaps 1. Might as well put this in TA. Oh, come now. Okay. Radar can come on. Now, this one I kind of don't like. As you can see, I don't like a lot of the ways it clicks. Just, I wish it would either give it to the mouse, and again, maybe I missed something in reading. That is always a possibility, folks, but man, just a real sometimes pain. Same with the light switches. But beyond that, folks, I actually love flying this plane. Let's come in here, get our trim set. You ask, how do you do that? Very simple. What I do is go to the F control page, and you see all your control surfaces. We need to go to up 04, and I believe that's back. Okay, you see here in pitch trim, it says 0.4. Up. Perfect. And then we'll do a quick while we're here. Always making sure it centers. Okay. Then I'll do a freedom. All right, so we can come up here now to the APU switch, turn it off, engines on. And where are we at? Okay, let's get those doors. You hear this for the flight attendants to cross-check arm doors. Done. And finally, nose wheel elapsed time. Let's get that running. Auto brake to max, brake fans on, and which one do I want on terrain? Do this one. All right, so here we go, folks, to the runway. And while we're going to be doing some quick checks, get the cabin ready. I think all I got to do is have it clicked up here. Yeah. And get our lights on, and we're on the way to the runway. Okay, no blue lines, and takeoff config checked, and good. All right, lease controls, all right, here we go. All right, so out we go. Probably should have gone out the other side, but oh well. Okay, taxiway is clear. All right, final checks at the runway here, folks. We'll hold short. All right, final checks. All right. All right, so transponder. Let's make sure that is TARA. It is. Brake temperatures are good. The fans are on. Lights are ready, and so are we. All right. Destin traffic, Allegiant 3065, departing runway 12. Brakes off. Quick look to the left. Look to the right with a little bit of power for the runway. Lights. All right, folks, we're about to get underway. A little bit behind schedule of what I wanted to do today, but we're okay. Now this is where having a first officer on board would be handy. He'd have the lights up already. I have to go up and do it myself. I know, poor baby. Okay, here we go, 50%. Waiting for him to stabilize. We are flexing to 68, so here we go. We're blue, we're green, and folks, you can shove them right into the second notch. That's what the electronic engine controls are for, to ease the engine up, not just ramrod it like they used to in the old days. All right, there's 80. V1. Rotate.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Positive rate. Gears coming up.
Gear up.
I hate it when they hit those flying balloons. All right, and as soon as we get a little further, all right, autopilot. Well, actually, yeah, we'll put the autopilot. Oh, no, we won't, because we got to make the turn. Okay, back into thrust, climb. All right, we're coming around. Oh, getting a little hard on that bank. All right, let's put the autopilot on. Okay, we're getting to S speed. S speed's when the slats would go down, meaning we could go flaps up. Now we're going to get just a little higher, then go flaps up. That way, just in case we have some kind of gust with the winds and all that would throw us out of whack, we still got the flaps there. All right, we're rolling back in a way outside kind of downwind above Eglin, which is right below us. And then we're going to roll out on course. And there you have it, folks. Now all I need to do, clean the airplane up, spoilers down, flaps are already up. And where are we? Autopilot's on. Okay, we're on our way. Once we get established in our cruise, we'll do some system checks and just kind of sit back and relax, folks. Let me bring it down now, since I have forgotten. That way y'all can see what we got ahead of us still. All right, and we are currently, let's, pay attention to that time up there, folks. I think it says
10,000 feet.
Oh, there we are. Let's get the lights off first. All right. She's accelerating up to about 280. Let me look at Sim Toolkit here, see if it's going to behave. 1 hour, 37 minutes. Now, one thing we did not start, so hang on, let's get that going. So you can see just how long. So it's 1 hour, 37 minutes from this point. Let's see what happens when we get to altitude. It won't take 37 minutes, folks. I can tell you that much. You know, there are days like this I would really like to try Active Sky 12 out. Heck, for that matter, sometimes even X-Plane 11. But we'll wait. It'll be general release eventually. And who knows, I may have enough negative that I don't want it. I got a feeling that's not going to be the case. If that's too much, folks, let me know. We can try our best to get it turned down. There you have it, climbing out of Destin, Port Walton Beach, Florida. Coming through 15,000. Now we're showing already 127, folks. That was not 10 minutes, as you can tell down here. It's only been a minute. What's happening is the higher we get, the better our speed is getting, the better efficiency the plane is getting in the atmosphere. Air is getting less dense, and it's clipping through a lot faster. Don't be surprised if it only says close to an hour by the time we get up there. I'll bet you it's going to take us another, no more than 10 minutes to reach top of climb.
18,000 feet.
All right, we're leaving the drizzle behind. We get that switched for the arrival into the city, the Queen City, Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Yeah, you knew that was coming, folks. Especially those of you that live there. Couldn't resist that one. Okay, we just passed our transition level. It's nice to tell us that too. So all we do is go click, it's standard. And then I always make sure it did it over here too. All right, put that back and we're on our way. Again, remember folks, in the beginning, what took us so long is we set up, well, and don't, no slight to the real world guys, because they even do the secondary plan. And they do it a lot faster than I do. We checked the flight plan. We saw that the flight plan had the missed approach in it and the route to our divert to Detroit if need be. So now a lot of guys will set the secondary flight plan up, and it's basically copying the first flight plan to where it brings you back to the airport you took off at on, say, an engine out policy, or, you're anticipating, are we going to switch runways here? That way all you got to do is click and you're on the secondary and out you go. And there's other scenarios, if you will, out there for it. But yeah, that's the main crust of what the secondary flight plan's for. Basically, preparing for something that could happen. A lot of it is the engine out policy. Engine out, if you lose it, you got to come back. You've got a quick doink, doink, and you're back. So, and that way you're not fumbling. Oh God, we got to put in, well, let's just say let's see what it is for here. I don't think we have one. Let me see. Sits none. Huh. Okay, let me, is there any engine out policy here? It does not appear to be any. Maybe on the reference page? Oh, taxi? That's it. All right. So, yeah, there is no engine out. So we'll use Cincinnati. I know there's one there. Oh, let's see. What SID are we going out of on there? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Hegel. Oh, why'd I do that? Dang it. All right, so let me, while we're climbing up, by the way, we're already through 26,000. And our ETE, here I'll just force it, down another 10 minutes. Folks, we haven't even flown 10 minutes. Anyway, back to what we were getting at. All right, so let's come here. We're doing the haggle out of here. So let's say, hey, we lost our engine. Let's see, do they have such? You know what? They may not. You know, that's something that's not on these charts much anymore. All right, well, the airline would have a policy, since it's not on the chart here either. That would dictate what you're going to do if the engine goes. You know, obviously, we all know. Let's say like Las Vegas. I do know there is one for there. Usually the high ones, because of the preferential weight problems dispatchers have to work around, that you got to fly this way to get back in with an engine out. So they'll plug that in. Hong Kong, I know, has one, or at least did several years ago, because I watched it on a video. And come on, y'all know if it's on a video, it's got to be true, right? So, but anyway, that's what you would do the secondary flight plan for. Sometimes I know the example given in the ToLis tutorial flight over in Europe, we may fly that one day, is a runway change. Now, that's always a possibility, especially at like a Destin. 140 on that airport. Well, technically, that is a 1-2 takeoff because it's 120 degrees, right? Well, you know, there's a runway 20. That's a long taxiway for the airliners, pretty short for the USAF guys, U.S. Air Force. Because it is a joint base, joint operation base. So, they could say runway 200 or runway 20. And you're like, yay. And that could mean a totally different star depending on the airport. So you be prepared for it. Europe's big for that. So is Japan, everywhere but the U.S. Most of our departures set up for all contingencies on the runway, on all runways. So they're set up specifically for runways because they're so close together, folks. So they got to weave them in and out so they don't. It's like JFK and LaGuardia. You got to always pay attention to LaGuardia if you're in JFK, vice versa in LaGuardia. So that's another reason you'd want to use a secondary plan. Because all of a sudden you're planned for runway 4 and they decide, you know what, I kind of like my feet. I think we're going to switch them to the 30s. or 3-1. Or better yet, let's go with the 1-3s. I think that would be better for today. Again, that actually then brings in the climbs and all the JFKs, so you see where that secondary is really helpful. Long story, folks. To get to it only took 10 minutes. Hey, not bad. And all right, so we are continuing on in the Toliss A319. Now, you've heard us mention and seen it up there, A318. I could see people perking up. Not sure why, since the plane really isn't in production anymore. But I do know some airlines fly it still. It's a baby bus. It's a freeware project out there. To date, I gave it a test run a couple days ago, and there have been many updates I've been told since. And folks, how many of you fly the Sparks 43 747-400? Similar thing. How about the Zebo? Oh, I know people perked up. Zebo? Oh, where? Where's Zebo at? Yeah, that's a mod. They took the default aircraft and modded the panel, and it is phenomenal what they've done with the Zebo and what Sparks project has done with the 747. Well, this gentleman has been doing this for a couple of years, like Sparks has for the 747, and has come along quite a ways, folks. Oh, he's got a long way to go, don't get me wrong. But where he's at now and what you see in this Airbus is phenomenal. Now, are you going to step in and see ToLis? No. And I don't mean to deflate the guy, but I could almost say it's better than Flight Factor right now on the Airbus. Almost. I'm thoroughly disappointed with the Flight Factor A320 and XP12. Like I said in the beginning, I'm almost to the point of preferring to go back to XP11 with it. The visuals are so much better on that plane than in 12. And I hope the Flight Factor team is paying attention, because I'm very disappointed in that plane. Thankfully, I didn't spend a lot of money for the upgrade. And hopefully, being beta, it'll improve. But they really need to get those cockpit visuals looking a heck of a lot better. And parts of it working better. But the A318 is a brand new project, okay, granted 2 years in the making. And it's phenomenal, folks. He's got a lot of the stuff you see in the Toliss A319-321, I'm pretty sure of. That's all I'll swear to, because I know the 340s out there. I would want to say it's equal to these two airplanes, slightly better. It may not be. I don't know. I just don't know enough about that one to make a comment on it. Who knows? Maybe I'll purchase it. We'll see. But folks, a great job, and it's got the best price tag of all on it. Free. Doing a great job with it. Can't wait to see where and how it ends up. Now, I can show you some of what's in there right now because ToLis has it in its McDo. I hit the right button. All right, let me just come on up so you all get a better view than just the panel. Although I know some of you like that. Now, if you come over here to McDo menu, ATSU, AOC, I can do a lot of stuff just right here. like I can get destination weather. Oop, if I put it in, KCVG destination, clear, clear. New as of 1833. Let's look at the ATIS. It's not available. That's nice of Cincinnati. And that's something you could be doing en route, folks. That's not available. So if it's not available, it's not available, folks. But let's try KVPS where we took off. You know what? I don't think I pressed here. Okay, it's not allowing me. It's making a liar out of me, folks. Okay, let's do this. We know this is our alternate. Went too far at that time. There we go. It's not available too. What's going on? Oh well. But anyway, that's how you would do it. Why is it not coming in with anything? Are they really not available? And then for the ACARs, I have this, and that's what the screens are down here for. If I get logged in on ATC, I can communicate this way. Don't know how that works, folks, so don't be holding your breath to see it. And I don't mean that mean-spiritedly. I'm just saying don't. Yeah, I just don't know where to go to learn about that yet. So, but anyway, we are in cruise. We are just passed over Montgomery. Wait, no, Montgomery I think is still ahead of us. What do we got? Smith? Nope, we've passed Montgomery, so we're on our way to Smith in 221 miles. I'm going to kind of sit on the side and quit boring y'all, and hope y'all enjoy the ride. We'll be back at you in a few minutes. All right, folks, we're back. At about 150 out. Oh, I'll be right back. I need some coffee. Ah, much better. Let's get the seatbelt signs off. All right, let's do a system check here. We're going to do one at this point and then just before top of descent. Top of descent, now 270 out. Oh, we might just call it our top of descent. All right, so weather radar, let's make sure it's set right. Two. All right. Oh, we can turn the brake fans off too. And there we go. Just making it nice and clean. All right, so system check. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like, folks. We are going to check each of our systems here, and we will have to adjust our fuel. So we'll get it balanced. So here we go. Let me bring this out. Put it right here. All right, so if you click all, it's going to take you through all the pages. Okay, all the valves and all look good on the pressurization, electric. Hydraulics look good. Now, fuel. See how it's out of balance? So what we're going to do, come up to the top. Okay, first thing, click on the crossfeed. You notice that it changed on the diagram. So instead of the right side fuel tanks fueling number 2, left side filling number 1, or fueling it, we're going to turn off the pumps for 1, forcing the right side to fill the left side as well as the right engine. And it shouldn't take very long, folks. While we're doing that, let me reset this to PPOS position. Now, it does spill a little bit into our center tank as well, or our tank, left tank here, as it comes down. That's what gets it done faster than flight factor. Flight factor takes way too long. But that may be how it is on the real Airbus. That I don't know. But boy, this one gets done quickly. Almost there, as you can tell. Once we're at where they're equal, we'll then turn the pumps back on and then disable the crossfeed. Okay. And we'll be right back down to here. Let's click fuel. Come back up. Now you can see we're balanced. Engines seem to be fine. We're going to kick it off. Okay, we'll click all again. Okay, that was just the APU, folks, which should be off. Next up is our cabin in Fahrenheit. 71 in the rear, 72 forward. Got 2 levers up there for that. Cockpit, I moved down a notch, so it's 68. Because usually you're traveling into the sun, and it's hot. Real quick about this page, folks, yes, shows us our slides are armed. Thumbs up, but that's not the big thing we're looking at here. These are the oxygen tanks that are in the cockpit. They do not put the air to what's in the passenger compartments. That is done by oxygen generators. That's what gives you your oxygen when they do their rapid descent. This is so when they put their masks on, that's the air they're breathing. Wheel covers and brake temperatures, covers closed, brake temperatures good. And again, we've seen this before, but hey, here it is again, checking everything, making sure no anomalies. Last up, the status page. Oh, I hit clear, sorry, there we go. It's normal, no problems. I really don't have it set to fail yet on me. I don't have a good enough FCOM to flight operations manual to handle them, quick reaction or anything like that. So that's why. And then we're back. No messages, and this would have also showed us stored messages, like you know, what would be MELs, and the MELs determine if you can fly or limit the performance of your aircraft in takeoff planning. So very important stuff there, and the dispatchers should know that because they're the ones giving you the information. So, and that we have a resident dispatcher here is quite awesome. And again, congrats to him. That's right, you can wake up now. Anyway, we're reaching the equal time point. That's what ETP stands for, folks. Meaning, at this point, the airplane's crossing its equal time to Cincinnati as it is to Destin. And away we go. And we are now 85 miles from Smith. We need to start programming yet? No. We got over 100 miles, 100. Let's call it 114 miles for now, and then we'll start plugging in for our arrival. What I will do is let's come on over here and click landing perf. Okay, we are planning 18 left. I think that's the winds. CVG 215. Okay, we'll go ahead and plug it for now. Outside air temperature 14. $2,997 $300. Of course, everything's different. Okay, runway should be dry. We'll run ice off. Landing configuration full. Air conditioning will be on. Pilot VAP will leave. Brake. Let me take a look at this runway, folks. So we got 10,000. We'll go medium. Reversers on. I'm going to go 5. And let's compute. All right, so. Okay, so we're getting a VAP again, plus 5, so it's 126. But 131 distances, gradient, and so forth. And it shows you approximation of where you'll be on the runway. So, and there's the current METAR, which we did wrong. That is, no, it's not. I did it right. Wait a minute, did we just get a METAR change? Looks like we might have. I gotta change everything back. Okay, and everything else is good. Compute. All right, so that moves us a little. Changes minor. So there you go. You got an idea. It's 131 right now. We'll see as we go along. Okay, Cincinnati is 150 out. Time-wise, we are looking at 27 minutes. Let's go over that arrival real quick. I know we didn't do it justice earlier. Okay. I'm taking that away so it doesn't interfere. All right, so here we come, folks. Here is Cincinnati Airport. All right. We're landing over here. We'll be parking in here. Actually, I did not pull those up. We'll go ahead and get an idea where we plan to park. We are planning, A29 is what comes to mind, A17. So we will be down here. So we'll just come right up Romeo and right in on taxi ramp 2 north, taxi lane. Park is right in there. Boy, folks, I remember this airport as a kid. It looks nothing like that. I mean, nothing. There used to be a big terminal here, Comair here, all gone, folks. It's just amazing how Delta, you know, when you look at it, with all these mergers that's happened, Delta, this was a hub for them, gutted it when they got Northwest. American dismantled TWA unbelievably. And it's just amazing, some of these big airports just decimated. Cincinnati being one. However, that all being said, what is this down? Oh, so that's the okay. DHL came in here in the 90s. And they really took over. I think they started up here and moved down here. I think. And that's the only reason I say I think. I drove a truck, couple of loads for them. I drove more for Emory and Airborne than I ever did with DHL. Emory the most. And I always wondered where Amazon was. I thought it was up here. No, I was way wrong. Down here. So, but anyway, this is where Amazon Prime is, folks, for those of you curious. Anyway, so we come in on 18 left. Hopefully by T4 we'll be off. I'm hoping T5. But we'll see. So the star for today, folks, is the Jackie 5 arrival coming off of DOLLI transition right here. I'm sorry, right here. Arthur, and working our way RNAV up the west side of the airport. All right, reading through here, there's our D-ATIS. Folks, if you're not familiar, you can go to this website that's in the chat. Click on that link, go to the facilities in the upper left, click in the, open up the drop down, find what you want, and you're good. However, remember, it has to say D-ATIS right here. If it doesn't, it doesn't have that ability. That's real world too, folks. Airport elevation 896, and your transition level, like all airports in North America, for the most part, 18,000. Couple down south in Mexico. Actually, Mexico is still 18,000, but pushing into Central America, they could get a little different. Okay, landing north, east, and west. Expect vectors to final approach, FIDIC. Landing south, AGB, which is what we're doing. So from here, we'll vector for our arrival. Okay, so that's our initial star. Then we're coming into Sputter, which is 20 miles out, and we'll just ride the localizer in. Again, D-ATIS and all the frequencies we could run across getting into CVG. The localizer 11015, that's automatically set in the McDo. So is the final approach course, or F course. Phrase, 6.4 miles from the runway, 2,400 feet on glide path. Decision altitude, decision height. Okay, what I do here, the bold to me means decision height in MSL, above sea level. They're both the exact same thing, folks. You're going to be at the exact same level, depending which one you go on, no matter what. So the only difference is 1089, you'll read here. 200, you'll read, I think it's here where the radar altimeter shows up. Okay, that's it. But you're at the same level, irregardless. It's just where you read the number. All right, so missed approach. You got that. Out to Caliph. Pushing down. Sputter will be at 7,000, going down to 6,000, down to 5, to 4, to 2,400 at Phrase. From Phrase in, we said 130 right here. So let's plan 700 feet a minute-ish. And 2 minutes and 5 seconds from there to our missed approach point. If we don't see the runway, we have to go around. If we see the runway, proceed. If we see the approach lights, proceed till we can, and at a certain point we have to see at least 2 of the runway lights to proceed all the way in. Malzer and Pappy for the approach. All right, folks, there's your approach brief, and we are getting very close to where I need to start plugging in data. This is something that I think Boeing lacks in, but I don't want to say it in a blanket statement. I want to say it flight sim, because Airbus takes so much data into their McDo to set up your arrival. Why doesn't Boeing? To me, you would want the data you're putting in the McDo. Let me show you. We are currently 92 miles out. 12 miles isn't going to hurt it. So we're going to go to the approach page. We're going to put in the pressure currently at CVG. Now there is another way. But let's do it this way. This way you see it as well. Are you serious? Now we're 2992. I know that's different. Hang on. Okay, so we'll put it in 29.92. You can see it on your screen, KCVG 190, or temperature is 16. We're an hour old. Disregard. Let's go to this, 2997. Oh wait, timeout, strike that. We are an hour behind here. 2992. Stays on the screen. Temperature will be 16. Yeah, that means we're going to be doing an update. Wind 190 at 16. So I'm really shocked they don't have us put that in, because to me that's important in figuring out this, in my humble opinion. All right, and we said 1089 or 200. I hate when that happens. Okay, again, what I do, the bold, that's MSL, the DA and the DH. Again, folks, it doesn't matter what you put here. I put the bold in the MDA because it's MSL. DH, I go with the parenthesis or 200. But guess what? We're at the same level. And boy, are we on the tops of clouds again. Kind of noticed that. So we're looking at 130 and V approach 135. So we're looking good so far. Let me get over here. Update my numbers. $16, 16, and 2992. Still nothing to lead me to believe any different, and our METAR didn't change. Okay. So V approach 132. Okay, we'll go with it. All right, so we're set up here. All right, we're going to go ahead, throw the seatbelt sign on. And start our preliminaries. All right. Landing elevation shows auto. McDo arrival complete. McDo approach complete. Flight plan top of descent winds. I think we're set. I'm not even gonna, I never can remember where to end up here. So we're fine. 20 miles out, we will make our descent happen. We don't have any descent requirements. Go for 7. Looking again, we do not have any. Wow. Okay, cool. We'll take it. All right, folks, so we're set up to come down. We just need to get in a little closer. We're about 40 miles from top of descent. And some like to say top of drop. And we're getting into some weather. Is this anticipated? Anticipation. Well, I can tell you this much, excuse me, that wall of water is getting closer, and I would be really shocked if we don't have a wet runway NOTAM. looks like some light showers occurring in and around the airport. Could be virga, which is basically rain, but it's evaporating before the ground. As we punch through the tops of this stuff at 37,000. Yeah, that initial batch of rain that got through us earlier today is knocking on the doorstep out there at Queen City, Ohio, Cincinnati. All right, let's go ahead and begin our descent. Okay, we are descending, folks. Still not on profile yet. We've got to get up to here to get on profile, but we'll kind of watch this and make sure we work our way there here pretty quick. So I'm just going to kind of sit on the side, working us down here, getting us into the right profile. Hope you all enjoy. Okay, we are just about on profile. We're just slightly below now. Here at 29,000. That green dot right there in between the cursor, that needs to be right in where it says 29. It's moving in right now. We are on descent profile. And I think we're doing okay right now. If I go out to 80, I'm sure it's, well, yeah, looks pretty good. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way in here. All right, let's see. We're coming over Falmouth right now, FLM. Next up is FIDEC, which is where we turn to go downwind for the runway. Okay, over Falmouth.
$18,000 feet.
Right, we are set for the arrival. Little nervous here, folks. I'm not gonna... We're gonna go into an open descent. Okay, I can back off a little. I like where the needle... There's where our projected end will be. Oh, it's going to put us right there. Okay. So we're looking good, folks. We'll get on profile again here rather quickly and then come on down. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Flying with Mike. All right, we are now turning northward. I'm really shocked they don't have us at 250 at this point. Do I go by total TAT or SAT? We'll keep the de-ice on for now. Okay. Okay, now we're broken at 8,000, 17,000, overcast 25. So, all right, so now the weather's starting to encroach. We may actually have a wet runway, but it's not showing up on radar.
feet.
Okay, so we have the localizer. I heard us called below 10. All right, flight attendants, take your seats for landing, please. And let's go ahead, go into approach. All right, so here we go, folks, headed in for the airport. Okay, there's 220, and 7,000's coming up. Not seeing the localizer or anything alive yet. Okay, let's go. We said medium. Brake fans on. Armed. Okay, we are looking for a runway. Okay, get the spoilers up and armed now, and 10 miles gear down.
Gear down.
All right, runways in sight. Okay, folks, we are about to make our arrival here at the Queen City Airport, Cincinnati, Ohio. And actually, I'm not sure which one out there is the runway.
2,500.
I think it's this right here. Okay, airplane's mine.
2,000.
Getting a little chop here, are we? Slight crosswind, so not too bad. Folks, I love Airbuses. They're a piece of cake to fly. Okay, get back on the localizer here so we can call stable. Okay, stable landing.
One thousand.
That wind is really kicking us.
Terrain.
500.
Pull up.
400.
100 above.
We'll be landing.
300.
Minimum
200. 100.
Little long.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Welcome to Cincinnati, folks. Alrighty, de-ice off. Alright, welcome in, folks. You know, I never made one radio call. Oh, my bad. Alright, well, they lived. Thankfully, nobody here. Alright, so we are on our way. Let's get the poo going. Alright, I think ground spoilers. I thought I got those. Don't know what's going on with that. Alright. Seatbelts are all good. Alright, and finally, let's run it. Landing lights, ground spoilers, engine mode, back to norm. APU is coming on. Brake temperatures look good. Spoilers are up. Why are you up? Still by chance? We are. There they go down. All right, folks, so we'll take a look here at the landing momentarily. As soon as we get up here to ramp 2, and we'll take the north side. Okay, and we are off. Now we are looking for the second gate down. All right, welcome to Cincinnati. All right, so in the blocks we need. Okay, brake fans look good. Let's go up here, get the APU pleat on. Okay, and okay, beacon off. Okay, and the doors are beginning to open up. Cabin doors open, and we'll have the front baggage door open. Folks, it has been a great time flying today. Let's take a look here. Let me first stop the flight and okay. IREP has been filed. Let's pull up Sim Toolkit, see how the flight went. Okay, we landed at 217 feet a minute. You can see what I mean. Look at that big green blob just about to come into the airport. So yeah, that's what we were right ahead of. Again, you saw the flight summary. Let me get up here. Let's finish the flight. That'll bring up our logbook. Now, any flight, folks, in your logbook, you can go back and look at the landing report on. Of course, we're going to look at this one. View the details. View the full report. And I know we landed long. I already know it. Okay, so you can see just how long. All right, so again, real quick for those not aviation savvy, threshold is right here. From here forward of your movement is where you're supposed to land. Each of these marks are 500 feet down the runway. Landing zones are usually first 3,000 feet. I'm 300, 400 feet past that, and I'm 16 feet off. That crosswind just kept pushing me over, and I couldn't get enough compensation to get it back onto the center line. So, well, we still were on the runway, still in between the lines. We're good. Just a long, and I knew it was going to be long. It just would not get into and get coupled on that ILS. Oh well, it is what it is. And we landed slower than we should have. So that doesn't help. That actually should have helped us get into the glide path quicker. But we eked out 1.2 Gs on the landing. Not bad for the passenger. And 217. So, I mean, in that respect, it wasn't bad. Now, I felt a little wobbly coming in as well, so we'll see how that looks. So there's your detailed look at it. All right, let's see if it's going to behave and let us do this in a rewind. Let's see, we're just waiting. While we wait, Let's disconnect. That way we don't get forced off VATSIM. It's done at a better pace. Interesting that SimAware does not paint that line there yet. Oh well. All right, so let's give it a try, shall we? All right, let's give it a try here, folks. And right now the autopilot has it, for the most part. I take over here. I think I have taken over. That does not look like a monster. Overall, not bad, a C minus. I mean, overall, that's not a bad landing, folks. Not really at all. Let's take that out again. Let's see what we can see out in the distance of Cincinnati. From the river. Cincinnati's right there. folks, let's look at it from the tower. And while we do, I want you to ponder something for me. You've seen the verse of the day come up a couple times. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who is called to his eternal glory in Christ, will will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. That's out of 1 Peter, folks, verse 5:10. After you have suffered a little while, folks, while I'm not a biblical scholar, I get this reference here, that we are only on the earth for a little while. To us, 100 years seem, oh my gosh, so long. But believe me, as you get closer to it, like I am at 57, it gets a lot quicker. But anyway, but to the heavens, a mere speck in eternity of time. So God's grace, not your works, not your resume or pedigree or anything you do to earn your way into heaven, is how you get there. It's by God's grace, as seen through the lens of Jesus Christ's blood shed for you on that cross for your sins, then his rising from the grave to conquer sin's penalty, death. So folks, I hope that helps you out a lot. His precious blood, folks, is that grace for us, that sacrifice, that belief, that if only you believe and have the faith, you may have eternal life with Jesus and God. God bless you all. See you tomorrow.